Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to have our English class number 24. It's a pleasure for us to share with you, and we hope we have a very good time. We have a message at YouTube said something went wrong. Let's see what happened.
Okay, I will go look on my end.
24.
So Yolanda, YouTube is live. It looks fine.
Yes, but I can't chat.
Oh, there's no chatting maybe. Okay.
Okay.
No chatting.
And said 3 persons looking now.
Okay.
And I mean, actually here it says that we're on live stream.
Yolanda, YouTube is live. It looks fine.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe it will come back. Technology for you.
Yes, because we have like a monkey said something went wrong.
I see that too.
Yes. That
But we can show it, but there's no chatting. So students, if you want to say something to us, you can send an email or just wait till the chat comes back on.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's begin our class. Bienvenidos todos a nuestra clase número 24. Es un placer para nosotros compartir con ustedes y tendremos la clase de hoy con el profesor Jofiel Santaella. Muchas gracias. Bienvenidos.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. And well, it's a pleasure for me to be today teaching you this topic that we call explaining quantities. And well, what will we learn here in this class? Firstly, we will learn how to use how much and how many in questions. And we will learn also how to use there is and there are for some statements that we're going to see today. So maybe you've heard somebody saying how much, anything, and how many, any question. And well, here we're going to learn how to use it and when to use it too. So in this point, I want to say welcome everyone, and I'll be attending the chat for you. And remind that you can, here in Zoom, participate using your microphone too. Any question? And well, here we're going to learn how. There was an echo, but well, here we are. Got it. So, well, I think that we should just begin. So let's see. We're going to remember something because we've been talking a lot about nouns. Hemos hablado un montón de sujetos. And now we got to remember countable nouns. Tenemos que recordar sujetos contables. ¿Alguna vez han escuchado esa expresión en inglés? Countable nouns. Let's see here. I mean, we've been talking about proper nouns, common nouns, and well, now we're going to talk about countable nouns. That is something that maybe you can see in any point of your life. Yeah, Leticia said no. Oh, well, now you will see. For you guys, what do you think that we're talking about when we say countable nouns? ¿Qué se les viene a la mente o a qué creen que nos referimos cuando hablamos de sujetos contables. In Spanish, well, it looks really obvious. But well, as the name indicates, we're talking about a noun that we can count. And now we got the question, how do we identify them? First, as I'm talking about this, maybe you can try to think about some noun that you can say, oh, this could be accountable because I can count it. And well, the point is that we used to identify these countable nouns because they admit plural forms. Ellos admiten formas en plural. And how does this work? Let's see an example. We got this noun, dice. For the picture, oh, look in the picture, what do you think that dice means? Según lo que ven en la imagen, ¿qué creen que signifique el sujeto dice?
Use your microphone.
Yeah, you can use
or
it.
the chat.
But well, now I'm seeing a lot of people talking through the chat, and well, as Leticia say, as Andres say, dice means dado, and that's totally right. It is a noun that we can think as only one dice, but we can also think about dices. Indira, could you help us with the pronunciation of this noun?
Dice,
Yeah.
dices, dice, dices.
Thank you, Indira. And well, as you see, we can talk about dice and we can talk about dices, about any number of dices. And that's what we mean when we say that they admit plural forms. What else can we say about countable nouns? Well, in some grammar points, we can use the a or an to mention them in a singular form. For example, using dice as an not in a sentence, you have to, we can say something like, you have to roll a dice for playing Ludo. Tú tienes que lanzar un dado para jugar Ludo. In this point, you can see that we can use we can say a dice when we're talking about only about one of them. And well, in this point, I think that I have to remember you the attendance. En este punto creo que debo recordarles la asistencia. En unos momentos les llegará el link de asistencia para que, bueno, la vayan llenando. Ya está en el chat de Zoom. Genial. Gracias, profe.
It's a pleasure.
And well, let's see some things of the chat. Luciana says, oh, you're using your mom's phone. And if you can hear us, that's amazing, Luciana. That's totally great. So well, countable nouns, they admit plural forms. We can talk about one of the noun and some noun of the nouns. And well, we can use, when we're talking about that countable noun in a singular form, we can say, we can add, the article a or an. For example, dice, you can say to roll a dice for playing Ludo. In this point, have you think about some noun that you know that you can make sure that is a countable noun? En este punto, ¿han pensado en un sujeto contable del cual estén seguros que realmente lo es? In this point, I've just read about someone who said um, that she can talk with the microphone. Let's see the chat. Oh my God. She put a good example, phone and phones. I got one cell phone maybe, or telephone. It could be more usual. You can say I got one telephone here, I got two telephones. That could work for you. Let's see here. Does anybody think about other noun that you can treat as a countable noun? Hasta este punto, ¿han pensado en otro sujeto que también se pueda clasificar o que puedan tratar como contable? I mean, right now we got 11 participants, and let's see some examples. Louisiana says, car and cars. Oh, that's great. That's totally great. Indira, oh, Indira, student. Yes. I mean, we're in this environment right now, so it's something that we should think. Student and teachers.
And Esteban raised his hand.
Oh, really? I mean,
Yes.
you can talk, Esteban, if you want. Go ahead. But now let's see this comment. Oh, Leticia, marker and markers. Got it. That's a good one. Yeah, all of them are countable nouns. But we've talked about some things that we can count. Now we're going to talk about uncountable nouns, which is the opposite. Oh, Yolanda put a good example, door and doors. Okay, that can work a lot. And well, as its name says, the uncountable nouns are nouns that we usually do not count as the really meaning of the word count. And how do we identify them? We do not use them in plural, usually. Let's try to think about one noun that maybe is weird to hear in a plural form. Here we got a little bit examples right now. Oh, Yolanda says water. That's a good one. I mean, in Spanish, you can maybe hear something like aguas, but it's weird to hear. It is not usual to hear. We usually say something like el agua in Spanish, and English can work like that. Luciana say salt. Oh, Indira, I got this question for you. Salt can be treated as an uncountable noun?
Salt. Can you count salt? Is it
Yes.
possible? If I shake it on the table, if I throw it over my shoulder, I put it on my soup, is it countable?
Yeah, that's a good question to make.
I don't think
identify.
so, unless it's in a shaker of salt. But no, salt and sugar are not countable.
Exactly. So now we should see this, which can help us. We can identify them because the uncountable nouns talk about ideas, qualities, or objects that are very small or without shape or form. In this case, sugar, salt, as indeed as you cannot count it because it's the salt is something that is very small and very hard to count as one by one. And for example, as Yolanda said, water can work like uncountable noun because you cannot just count like um, any particle of water one by one. And for example, love is an uncountable noun because love is an idea about a feeling. And it is not something that you can measure. And well, these three nouns are part of them. Can you think about other noun that you may think that can work as an uncountable noun? ¿Se les ocurre algún otro sujeto que pueda funcionar como un sujeto no contable? Ok, quizás para algunas personitas vamos de nuevo con la idea de la sal y el agua. Son objetos muy pequeños que son imposibles de contar. No puedes como que, como Indira mencionó en su ejemplo, echar la sal en la mesa y contar grano por grano, o lo mismo ocurre con el azúcar, y precisamente por ser objetos que son tan minúsculos, los calificamos como incontables. Oh, and well, here we got in the chat some examples that you can note to, yeah, you can note to get it for your language and build your vocabulary. Here, for example, we got orange juice. That's a good one. I mean, usually the liquids are not accountable. And Yolanda put an example, which is air, and that's a good one. You cannot count air, right? And also, we got this other example in the chat, which is rice. And let's see, Luisana, you said honey. You think honey, can you explain me or explain why honey can be counted as an uncountable noun?
I was the honey is not something you can touch. You touch the honey, but it's not like you can count a honey, two honeys, three honeys. It's like no, I can't do it. You have like a cube of honey, and you can put it on pancakes, but you can count it around. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you can do it.
Yeah, that's right, Luisana. I mean, that's a good one. That's a good way to identify if a noun is countable or not. I mean, you can try to say one of this thing, two of this thing, and if that doesn't work for you, maybe it's because uncountable. For example, love, you can say one love, two love, and maybe that sounds weird in Spanish and even in English. And well, these are part of the uncountable nouns. And as in the next slide used to say, we used to identify them because we usually cannot see them in plural. We usually not say something like honeys or sugars. That sounds weird. And even in Spanish, you can see it. En español, por ejemplo, no vamos a decir mieles. Suena extraño. Quizás puede ser posible, pero en el uso del significado de la palabra no es normal verlo. And well, we got here some sentence, which in English show us how does the uncountable nouns work. For example, we got Helen wants to use a lot of sugar in her cakes. In this case, sugar is the uncountable noun. Oh my God, it's so hard to use the marker in the slide. And well, here we use an expression, a lot of sugar. We're not talking about one sugar, two sugar. And in the next sentence that we got here, love is something we celebrate on February 14th. And well, love in this case is an uncountable noun too, because you don't say one love, two love, and we're talking about also about a feeling, an idea. Can you try to make a sentence using an uncountable noun? I mean, you got a lot of examples in the chat, so you can even try to think about any sentence that use an uncountable noun. In this point, I hear you.
Do you want us to say it with our microphones or write it in the chat?
Yeah, I mean, I've read someone who says that she can talk if we need. I think that was Luisana. Maybe
Lamar,
she can
can you
try.
talk? Leticia can talk.
Yes,
So write a sentence and then maybe you can read your sentence.
yes, that can work too. And in this point, for example, I can talk about happiness, which is an idea about being happy, and I can make a sentence which says something like, I love to feel happiness. Um, okay, we got an example in the chat, and well, we got two examples in the chat. For example, with the noun water. Water is necessary for life. That's a good one. You won't say waters are necessary for life because it is an uncountable. And Luciana put an example, but it looks like you're not sure about it. I like to eat pancakes with honey. Oh, that's a good one, Indira. What do you think? I think that's pretty good.
It's good. It's good. I like to eat pancakes with honey. Mhm.
Yes. And one thing is that you do not say, I like to eat pancakes with a honey. No utilizas ese artículo a because it is an uncountable noun. Oh, yeah. Oh, got it, Lisana. That's a good one. Yes, I was asking you about make a sentence where you use an uncountable noun. And here we got, my smoothie is oatmeal. Leticia, would you like to pronunciate this sentence for us? So well.
Open your microphone, Leticia. We know you have a voice.
Oh, got it. Go ahead, Leticia.
My smoothie is oatmeal.
Got it. Thank you, Leticia. Indira, would you like to help us with the pronunciation of this sentence?
My smoothie is oatmeal.
Thank you. You both did totally great. I mean, these are some examples of uncountable nouns. But well, about in this point, now I see that you can identify the countable and uncountable nouns. But why do we need them? And well, the reason is that we're going to make some sentence using a quantifiers questions like how many in this case. How many in Spanish means cuántos o cuántas. And we got this example. How many apples are in the fridge? ¿Cuántas manzanas hay en la nevera? In this case, we're talking about, or we're asking about apples. Do you think that apple is a countable or an uncountable noun? Let's see the chat. Yeah, Luisana, you're totally right. It's countable. Let's see. Let's write countable. And well, we know that it's countable because we can say something like 1 apple, 2 apples, 3 apples, and that sounds good. So as you may see in this point, what I want to show you is that we use how many to make questions about the quantity of a countable noun. Utilizamos how many para hacer preguntas sobre la cantidad de un sujeto contable. How many apples? How many cars? How many students? And well, we can ask about how many of a noun do something. Podemos preguntar cuántos estos objetos contables sufren o realizan una acción. Yep. And well, as you may see, the structure is you start using how many, and then you usually put the noun and well, the complement of a question, which help us to explain what do we want to know. La estructura es básicamente comenzar con how many, luego el sujeto y luego el resto de la pregunta que nos ayuda a identificar con concisión lo que queremos saber. So in this point, can you think about a good way to start a question about countable nouns? Using how many?
Let's see if Luisana understood.
Yeah, or anybody there. Did you understand my question? How many? Oh, you did it. Got it.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, in this point, we can talk about how many, in my case, how many glasses do you have, for example? I mean, we can do this, we're going to do this later, but it's just an example. Even you can do by your own for practicing about how to structure questions using how many.
How many books do you have?
Yeah, that's a good example. Thank you, Yolanda. And well, in the chat, we got how many bananas are in the refrigerator? And that's a good one. That's totally right. So, well, let's continue with this. And well, as you may see, if we make a question, we usually have an answer to, yes, an answer which explains us something. Luisana put an example. How many homeworks do we have? That's a good question. I got like, I don't know, 1,000 of homeworks to do. And well, that's a good one way to make a question. And a usual way of make an answer can work And well, something that we have to remember is that we have to use totally right the nouns, classify them as countable or uncountable. Homework in this case is not countable, but you can, in this case, well, we can just pass it by because we're just learning how to make a question starting with how many. But yes, that is something that you have to remember. And well, that's a good one way to build in vocabulary, learning which noun that we know is countable and which is not. But well, we're going to see this in the next slides. So well, let's discover there are I. En español, there are means I. De lo que utilizaríamos para indicar cuántos objetos hay. So let's see. We made a question in the last slide about how many apples do we have? And well, this is a good way to make an answer. There are 3 apples in the fridge. Hay 3 manzanas en la nevera. In this case, there are, oh, yes, this is a hard one to write in the slide. But well, there are helps to explain the quantity of a noun when we count more than one object. In this case, we're going to always say there are if we got more than one. There are 3 apples, there are 3 horses, there are 3 notebooks on the table. And well, if somebody asks us about how many of a noun is, si alguien nos pregunta cuántos de cierto objeto hay, and there is more than one, we're going to use there are to make an answer, usually. In this case, if I make a question like, how many students are in the class?
Oh, very good.
Yes, that is something that I want you to remember. What would you answer me if I make that question to you? ¿Qué me responderían si les pregunto cuántos estudiantes hay? Maybe at this point you can write it and even you can answer it, say it in the microphone. Let's see the chat, let's see. Okay.
Esteban, Leticia, Ildamar, Gildamar.
There are 8 participants in the class.
Oh, who was that? I want to know who was that.
Good job, Leticia. Thank
Leticia.
No, no, wasn't Leticia, was Gildamar.
Oh, that was Gildemar.
Sorry.
Yes, but I mean, you did it totally great.
Very good, very good.
And yeah, you can say there are, in this case, 8 participants, 8 students in the class. And well, as Indira put in the chat, for example, you can say something like there are 5 students in the class. And how many teachers are in the class? In this point, don't write, use your microphone because we got the answer in the chat. Let's see. Oh, what happened with the participants?
Verónica, Leticia, Ildamar, Gildamar, Esteban, use your microphone.
What's the first word? What's the first word? How many? Then what?
Yes. Ilamar, for an example, there are 3 notebooks on the table. That's a good example, Ildamar. But if I ask you, si te pregunto, how many teachers are in the class? What would you answer me? ¿Qué me responderías si te hiciera esa pregunta? Lexi. Oh.
There are 3 teachers in the class.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. Yes, that's right. There are 3 teachers in the classroom. In the class, yes. So, well, in this point, we've learned about how many and there are. Let's continue with this. And we're going to make a little bit of practice, knowing that we've learned about some countable and uncountable nouns. We got these words, these white words, and the question, which of these words are countable nouns? Let's try to think about which noun can I count as one of these, 2 of these. Let's see. We got light, we got people, we got milk, we got book, we got sadness, and we got gold. If you know these words, maybe you can think about, can I say 1 go, 2 go, for example, and then maybe you get the answer about it is countable or not. Oh, Esteban, you put a good example. There are 9 kids at the park. Oh.
9 kids.
Let's see.
9 kids.
Indira, in this point, what would you say about the example of Esteban? Would you say it is right?
Great. It's great. There are 9 kids at the park, or there are 9 children at the park. Good job, Esteban.
Yeah.
Yeah, children's
Yeah.
fine. Kids is good. Kids is good. It's very idiomatic, right? So if
Yes. And well, as we see in the example, I mean, you've been working very good with this topic. And in this practice, yes, you can try to figure it out which of these words are uncountable nouns.
Let's see, use your microphone. Leticia, Ildamar, Gildamar, Esteban, Andrés.
We've lost a lot of students.
Yeah.
Falling out because of connections. Esteban, which ones do you think are countable? Open your mic.
Okay, Esteban. We can hear you.
Okay.
Voy, estoy pensando.
Okay.
Oh, got it, yes.
Count. ¿Cuáles pueden contar? ¿Puedes contar light, luz? ¿Puedes contar leche?
No, pencil.
No, do you see the words here?
Oh,
you can check.
book,
Good. People, book. Great.
Yes, I mean, I'm seeing right now that in the chat, they are talking about which one of them, of this, can work as a countable. And for example, here, Leticia say dollar. And that, yeah, you're totally right. Ildamar says people, and well, that's totally right. Ildamar said gold. I mean, you imagine yourself saying something like 1 gold, 2 gold, 3 gold. You can count it directly like one of this thing. Oh yeah, Ildamar, yes. That's a good question that you can do to yourself if to identify the countable nouns. And well, now that I've seen, here are the answers. As you said, dollar, people, and book are countable nouns because we can talk about $1, but we cannot, it's weird to talk about 1 lie, 2 lie, or 1 meal, 2 meal, or 1 sadness, 2 sadness. And people, remember that people is the plural of person. So, well, if a noun admits plural, it means that it's countable. And well, book, it is an object that you can count. You can count how many books are in the library, for example. And well, now let's practice a little bit. We got these 3 countable nouns, and we can make questions using how many with these words. I'm going to pick some examples. For example, with dollars, how many dollars do you have in your wallet? And a good question, a good answer, sorry, could be, I have $20 in my wallet. You can think about an example using dollar, or you can even try to figure it out some other examples with book or people. En este momento, la actividad es crear preguntas utilizando how many con estos sujetos que son contables. Aquí tienen un ejemplo bien interesante, pero claro, ustedes pueden crear sus propios ejemplos con las palabras que tenemos aquí, con dollar, con book, con people.
Let's
Ok,
see,
Ildamar,
Leticia.
puedo.
Ildamar says puedo. Go ahead, Ildamar.
Yeah.
How many books do you have in your table?
Oh, that's a good one. If you don't have it.
And the answer?
Sorry, how many books do you have in your backpack? I have 3 books in my backpack.
Very good.
Great. That's totally great. Oh, Idamar, that's very cool. Thank you. And well, that's a good example. I mean, I've made my own example in this case, but yours is better. And well, for example, I make this question, how many English books do you have? And well, I just answered that I have 5 English books, and I just add, where do I have them? Yo respondí cuántos libros tengo y añadí en dónde están. En
Esteban,
este
go
caso,
ahead.
perdón.
With people.
Yes. Let's see, they are talking in the chat. Go ahead, Esteban.
How many people have at the party?
Sorry?
How many people at the party? And have, how many
What do
people
you want me
have at the party?
to say? Oh, thank you. I mean, maybe you can try to write it for understanding a little bit more, because maybe the sound can help. But I mean, you've start doing the question very well. How many people? Oh, yeah, indeed. Maybe he tried to do that question, and well, he did. But good job, Esteban, because that's a good way to start the question.
And the answer is, Esteban, and the answer is,
Ah, how
Yeah,
many
you can.
people are there in the party? Oh,
It shouldn't be a lot because now we got the pandemic, like one or two.
less than six or less.
yeah,
No more than 6 people.
no more, no more.
Esteban, answer the question. How many people are there in the party?
Esteban,
There are 20 people.
Oh God, that's a lot of
No,
people.
no, 4.
Oh, that's
Okay, you can
because
do a
if
party.
not, will be dangerous.
Yes, you have to divide it in two parties. So, well, yes, Esteban, you are doing better. And yes, it's better for people than 20, in this case, for the situation. So, well, as you did, we've been constructing some how many questions using the countable nouns, and they can work a lot for help us to ask about the quantity of some things. We've been using how many, and now we're going to learn how to use how much. If you think, we've been using how many with countable nouns. Hemos estado usando how many con sujetos contables. And now we're going to learn when to use how much. And well, usually we use how much to make questions about the quantity of an uncountable noun. This is the characteristic about the difference between how many and how much. In this case, as in the example, we're asking about milk. And milk is not something that you can count by itself, like 1 milk, 2 milk. That sounds weird. And well, we ask about the milk, using it in a singular form. If you may see, we do not say milks, we just say milk. Let's try to remark this. Yeah. Oh, it's hard to do this. And well, try to figure it out this. We got how much. Let's try to remark. Yes. In Spanish, it means cuánta o cuánto. In this case, it helps us to know the quantity of an uncountable noun. But it is weird, right? I mean, we've been talking about that an uncountable noun, we cannot count it. But we use some specific measured units to answer. We cannot say one milk, but we can say one bottle of milk. In this case, as we're going to see in the next example, bottle is working as a measure of the uncountable noun milk. Look here the sentence. Here it is the answer. And well, we do not say I have 2 milks in the fridge because it sounds weird, but I can say I have 2 bottles. I have 1 glass of milk. We can try to count it using some other things that we can count. For example, we can count the bottles, but we cannot count the milk. And well, we use the bottle to measure this uncountable noun. Maybe you can think another example, like how much water do you have on the fridge? And we could talk about something like, I don't know, 1 glass, or I use one bottle, or maybe that you don't have water in the fridge because you like natural. And well, we can also use how much not only for these uncountable nouns. Remind that uncountable nouns includes feelings, qualities, ideas. And in this case, if we want to know about the quantity of a feeling, the quantity of an idea, we usually make a question using how much. How much love do you feel for your friends? ¿Cuánto amor sientes por tus amigos? Love is a feeling, and then it is an uncountable noun. Amor es un sentimiento y por ende también cuenta como un sujeto no contable. Y para ello preguntamos usando how much, si queremos saber la cantidad de amor, porque no podemos medir directamente el amor. Pero ¿cómo podemos responder esta clase de preguntas? Look the answer below. I feel a lot of love for my friends. Siento un montón de amor por mis amigos. If you see, we do not use a unit measure, a measurement unit. No utilizamos una unidad de medida para responder cuánto amor hay. Pero si utilizamos un cuantificador que es un montón. This helps us to answer how much love do we feel. We can say the love a lot, and maybe if they are not your friends, you can say something like, I just feel a little bit, maybe because you're already knowing your friends is a new friend, and well, that could work too. The thing is that you have a little bit, a lot of, like see the chat, I mean, here the chat is sounding and sounding. Oh, qué tierno. Yes, this is so cute. It's a good question. Do you think about any other ask that you can do? You can put it on the chat. I have no trouble with this. But as you put an example, I will keep showing this because we're making other question using how much. In this case, how much rice is in the cupboard? ¿Cuánto arroz hay en la alacena? Remind that rice, it is uncountable because it's hard to count the rice as one by one. You can say 1 cup of rice, 1 pack of rice, but you usually do not say something like 2 rices, 3 rices. That sounds weird. And well, in this answer, there is another, oh well, it is part of the sentence which helps us to introduce how many rices. And why do we use there is? We use there is because we're talking about the rice. And we use rice as the singular. Utilizamos arroz y si observamos, arroz es una palabra en singular y por eso decimos there is. And well, this helps us a lot with this. Oh my God, I'm seeing some questions that you're thinking. And no, hate has no place in this word. So we can think about other feelings like happiness, like, oh my God, love, like maybe hungry you can feel. That can work too. So well, as you see in this answer, we use there is, and we usually use there is when we're talking about only about one thing. We got another example using there is here. There is a future.
Mhm.
And well, you may see that if we're talking about something that is singular and we want to indicate the quantity of that thing, we usually can introduce saying something like there is. There is a future, and there is a lot of rice, there is a lot of sugar, there is a little bit of salt. Okay, in this point, we got to resume. Remind that how much we use for uncountable nouns. How much lo utilizamos con nombres o con sujetos que son incontables. Y claro, lo utilizamos para comenzar oraciones interrogativas, en donde queremos saber cuánto de ese sujeto hay. How much love do you feel for your friends? How much love do you feel for your parents? And you usually can say it a lot. And how many is used to introduce questions about the quantity of a countable noun. How many horses? How many cars? And well, this was all the class today, guys. We've been talking a lot about how much and how many. So do you have a question? Do you have something to say? Right now, I'm going to see the chat again.
Oh.
We got the homework today. Let's see. You have to remind to check the links for the attendance if you haven't. The people who watches on YouTube, las personas que nos ven en YouTube, pueden acceder al, al link del registro de Zoom para que observen las clases. And well, in the chat, you may see that there are 2 homework assignments today. There are 2 homework. Yes.
There are homework, 2 homework assignments. There is a lot of homework.
Yes. Sí, estamos jugando un poquito con las tareas. And well, that's a good one. Home assignment, it is countable. So we have to say there are, if we got more than 1 assignment. Oh, what do you mean, Luisana? It's just homework, do not worry. Don't worry, there are short assignments. And you can enjoy it because you're going to learn a little bit more about English. So, well, this was all the class today. Remind to check countable, uncountable nouns. Remind to check there are and there is to start a sentence. And remind how many and how much. Remember to check this. And Indira says that she's going to check what do they prefer? What do you mean, Indira?
It looks like Ildamar tried to get into the homework and it's not working. So my guess is that I need to change the settings or the preferences to make sure that
Got it.
everybody can get in. I don't know why she can't get in. Let's see. Okay, yes, I am changing it right now. Anyone with the link can
Get into the homework.
It's all messed up. I will work on it. Keep trying.
Yes.
I don't understand. I will put it in the chat. In the YouTube chat is back on, so we'll put it in the YouTube. So check the YouTube, and then we will take care of the homework. If you want to stick around, that's fine, but we should probably close the YouTube channel now.
Yes.
Let's see, what in the world?
So, well, in this point, Yolanda, are you going to take off the live stream? Oh, Yolanda. Hello. Sí, bueno,
I
nada.
guess we're having lots of technological problems again today. Oh my goodness. Yolanda!
Where are you?
Hello. YouTube chat is not working since yesterday.
It started working just now.
Okay.
On my end. Yeah.
Let's see.
But let's turn off the YouTube and we say goodbye, and then I'm going to work on the preferences for the homework.
Okay, I need the chat, the link for the homework. Can you please?
No, I mean, ella está trabajando en este momento con la tarea para que sea de acceso a todo público y que todos puedan editarla.
No, the YouTube chat is not working till now.
No, well, I mean, in the comments can work.
And the homework, both works.
Okay.
Both works, okay? Both homeworks works.
Got it.
Ildamar, can you see the homework now? Did it work? Does it work, sweetheart? Does it work? Can you check? Oh, good. Woof.
Yes, perhaps was a problem with the internet.
Yeah, but the thing is that you all guys have the homework right now and you can access into it and do it.
Okay, have a nice job.
Yes.
See you on Monday.
Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day. See you Monday.
Bye, Ildamar. Bye, Ildamar. Chaito, Esteban. Bye, Leticia.